Alright, episode 16, War Without End, part 1. I'm going to try and keep this short because there are a million things I could talk about here, but I need to not make this video 10 minutes long, like some of mine have been. Oops. Okay. So basically, finally, we get an explanation for the whole Babylon 4 weird episode in Season 1. So basically, Babylon 4 disappeared 6 years ago. And nobody knew where it went. And they found out in Season 1 it traveled through time to some sort of war where it was needed. We saw Sinclair there in a spacesuit, and there was a woman with him, who I'm pretty sure was Delenn. That was my guess. I rewatched my video fairly recently, so I remember I said that. Okay, so now we're getting into that. So basically Delenn tells us, okay guys, I'm a level with you. So Babylon 4 was actually not traveled into the future like we all kind of assumed, but it traveled into the past to help win the original war with the Shadows 1,000 years ago. And now they have to make sure that it gets into the past so that it can do that, basically. Or else they'll all be fucked. And if they don't, then basically the culmination of it all will be that 8 days from the present, Babylon 5 will be attacked by Shadows. And they'll have more ships because they didn't lose the war before, or at least they didn't lose as badly. And they're going to destroy Babylon 5, which is going to lead to quite a few characters' deaths. So, that's bad. Okay, but can we just talk about the best part of this episode? The best part of this episode is Sinclair is in it. Sinclair is in it. And he was in the first scene, and I squealed, and I was like, oh my god, Sinclair! And, how exciting. Oh my gosh. And then I was like, please go to the station and hang out with everyone. And then he did. Ah, fucking hell. Sorry, interrupted, but I'm back. What was I saying? Yes, anyway, so Sinclair and Sheridan interacting is the greatest thing in the universe. It's just so exciting. It's like while I was watching it, I was trying to think of something it was like, and I was like, okay, it's like if Kirk and Picard were in a story together and it wasn't terrible, because Generations is awful and I like to pretend it didn't happen. This is super great though. Oh my god. I don't even... And I still ship Sinclair and Garibaldi, apparently. They don't interact, but it's because... But this is on purpose because Sinclair knows that... Basically, he knows that he's not coming back from this whole thing, and he hasn't told anybody, but he leaves Garibaldi a message. And he asks Sheridan for a favor, basically just to make sure Garibaldi doesn't come with them, and not to tell him that Sinclair was there. So, because Garibaldi was off doing something else. Oh my god, though. So yeah, I'm just really excited. So, okay, predictions. Oh, right, I forgot to mention the other thing that happened. Sheridan, they all have little things that are supposed to keep them from getting unstuck in time. But Sheridan's blew up, so now he's Billy Pilgrim. And he is in... Okay, he ended up getting transported to the future, where he's on Centauri Prime. Londo is the Emperor, and apparently... And Londo's super pissed at him. Londo was like, well, you arrived just in time for me to fucking kill you. Because, yeah, you defeated the Shadows, good for you, but you didn't clean up your mess. And what did you care if a few little, shadow minions came and fucked up my planet? So, basically that happened, and it was just So, that is how I feel. And I need the next episode. Who knows? Hopefully I'll be able to watch it tomorrow, so I don't go mad. But, that's kind of what's happening right now. Is that I'm losing my mind. She said and then yawned. So yeah, this is super cool to get to know what's up with Babylon 4. I love that they keep just being like, yeah, you thought that we just had this one-off crazy weirdo episode that was never going to get explained. Nope. Yeah, so you should probably just trust the show that it's going to explain things eventually, even if you have to remember stuff that happened 2 seasons ago. One other thing I wanted to note, Dr. Franklin is not in this episode, so I don't yet know what is going to be with him resigning and where that's going to go. So that's not what we're dealing with this week. Yeah. So, what number is this? I don't even know. 16 or something? 17? War Without End Part 2. So, the story behind me watching this episode is that my computer has been having problems, and I was busy, so it's been like 2 weeks since I watched the last part, but I actually did watch most of this episode a couple of weeks ago. I just didn't finish it until today, where I watched the entire thing over again. So, and then of course, I come home, I'm like, I'm going to eat dinner, I'm going to watch Captain America, I'm going to do all this stuff, and then I realized I hadn't made a video. So, whoops. Here we go. Okay, so I predicted it. I predicted it partway through this episode. Sinclair is Valen. And you know what? I mourn the loss of his beautiful eyebrows, but seriously, that is so cool. He goes back in time and he's Valen, and everyone's like, what? Oh man. Love it. Love. And oh, Zagraf, is that his name right? Had some fun things to say about the sort of destiny that connects Sheridan, Sinclair, and Delenn. I love how he was kind of like, Minbari are all about threes, and that was really interesting. You know, the three castes, and something like they have three, was it languages? Light, dark, and gray? Is that what he said? Languages? Something. You know, and the Grey Council has 9 people in it, and these three representing what was, what is, and what will be, and Sheridan is what will be. And oh, what does that even mean? Of course, I haven't even like talked about all the other stuff. Oh my God, all the stuff that happens when Sheridan is running around in the future. Tragic, intense. And I was watching it in the library, right? When him and Delenn have like, when like future Delenn is in the prison with him and they kiss. I'm a huge dork about these two apparently. I was like, ooh. But not quite that demonstratively. I wanted to flail, but like there were other people. Yeah, so like apparently, but oh my God, and she's telling him don't go to Zahadum. So now I'm wondering, like, I'm like, okay, is he gonna die at Zahadum? I'm hoping it's like a metaphorical death. Like he becomes transformed into something else somehow. Like, I don't even know. But I don't want him to die. I really like Sheridan. And like, you've taken Sinclair away from me. Like, I know we're not going to see him again. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, don't take Sheridan from me too. But yeah, oh my God, Londo Mollari. I cannot handle this man's life. He's all like, I'm gonna kill you because it's your fault that the war went a certain way and like it fucked up my planet. But then he's like, I've gotten really drunk. So it turns out like there's this something controlling him, and it's probably one of the shadow dudes, like somehow with him, inside him, somehow possessing him and making him do things, telling him what to do. But when he gets drunk, it's somehow somewhat suppressed for at least a bit, and he's like, and he lets them escape, and it's like Londo gets to do good things, and then oh my God, he's like, you will escape, and then it will wake up and it will find out what it did and it will kill me. And then oh my God, and then it turns out Jakar is there, and like, I don't know why, but he's there. And Londo is like, and then Jakar kills him, and then Londo kills Jakar, and then Veer comes in and takes Londo's like Emperor necklace thing, and it's just, I can't handle this. I can't handle this future. This needs to not be the future because I like these characters too much to want them to have such a depressing future. Like, oh my God, and then they're just like dead, and it's not okay. Like, the massive amounts of not okay that make up Londo Mollari's entire life. It's just, stop. So, I really liked this, is my point. So I don't know when I'm watching the next one. yeah, so basically I'm just kind of freaking out over here. But because it's been a couple of weeks, I gotta kind of like get myself back into it. So, until then. Alright, today we're going to talk about Walkabout, episode 18 of season 3. Today has been the worst, but at least I did get to watch this episode. That was before my car broke down. Anyway, so Walkabout. What's it about? Well, it's got kind of two plots. One of them's actually relevant to the larger plot of the show, and the other one's about Dr. Franklin. Okay, so the main plot, Sheridan is like, guys, let's test out this theory that the spider ships, the shadow ships, are vulnerable to telepaths. And so that culminates in Lita, or how's her name pronounced? I don't know. I want to say she blew it up with her mind, but she didn't. She made it stop moving, and they were able to shoot it better. And some Minbari telepaths helped when they were attacked by more ships, but the real savior of the day was Jakar, who came in with a fleet, well, a little fleet of ships of various origins, I think, and his, well, okay, because the deal with Jakar was some great stuff, because like he's got this captain of a ship who is visiting, and there's only like 10 ships, so naturally when Sheridan asks that he maybe contribute his ship to help in this mission, he's obviously reluctant to do it because like they've only got 10 ships. But then there's this great scene where Garibaldi comes in, and basically I liked this scene a lot. Garibaldi yells at Jakar and is basically just like, oh yeah, because we've never risked anything for you guys, and he's like, all of the people that Sheridan ordered to get into their fighters and defend your ship that didn't want to die, but they, basically he's telling him, you're the guy in charge. You just order him to do it. So I guess in the end he does. Also, I have to say that I love the noises Jakar makes when because he's asleep when Garibaldi comes and like rings his doorbell or whatever, and there's this noise he makes when he gets out of bed. This perfect noise of, oh my god, I was sleeping, go the fuck away. Yeah, also angry Garibaldi is always a positive. Okay, so then the other plot, oh wait, there was other stuff with the Vorlon. They've sent a new ambassador, who is also Kosh. Because all the Vorlon are Kosh, whatever that even means. Maybe Kosh isn't a name, maybe they don't have names. And there's some weird shit with Lita. Is it Lita or Lita? I think it's Lita, but I want to call her Lita because it's a Y and it looks like it should be Lita. I don't know. Lita. No, I know why I want to call her Lita, because there's a Lita in DS9, and I just think it's kind of weird. I don't want her to have the same name, because these characters could not be more different. But anyway, Lita, this new Vorlon chokes her, like, because apparently it has the Force. Vorlons have the Force now, and is pissed because there was something she was supposed to be doing that she didn't do properly, and it's somewhat blames Kosh's death in relation to that, the fact that she wasn't there. I don't know. It's obviously very cryptic and enigmatic and whatnot because Vorlon. So this is Kosh 2, I guess. I think I've seen the character referred to as Kosh 2 at one point when I tried to avoid spoilers, but I came across this and I was like, what's that? So I guess that's about it. Yeah, and then, so that plot was great. Very great. Because, hey, we know now, this possibility of Garibaldi's theory about telepaths being dangerous to the ships really holds water, and it's really the way things are, so that's good. The other plot, well, it's like, hey guys, it's been a few episodes, what's Franklin up to since he resigned as, as chief medical officer or whatever? Well, apparently he's been doing this thing called Walkabout, which he explains to Garibaldi as originating in some sort of aboriginal religion, I think. Oh, and he starts talking about this. He's a foundationist or something. Like, I think it's that space religion that he talked about once a while back that I've forgotten all the details of, except that he talked about it. But it was interesting. But anyway, so he's like, this walkabout thing basically is that he felt like he was losing himself, and so the way to find yourself is you walk around until you find yourself, and then you sit down with yourself and have a long talk. So I guess he's figuring himself out by walking around Babylon 5. Although this gave me some thoughts. So I know B5 has a pretty significant population, but the station is 5 miles long. And I know a place about 5 miles away from where I am right now. And, like, yeah, that's quite a distance. But sometimes it seems to me like I don't know how to explain it. Almost like the people writing the show think 5 miles is longer than it is. Maybe. I don't really know. Like, it's something to just doesn't ring quite right with the way people live on the station. Although then I think I'm like, that's so fucking big. But at the same time, compared to like a city, I mean, it basically is a city in space. But well, I don't know. Add now. Yeah, so I enjoyed this one. I'm still kind of trying to get back into it, and unfortunately, what's wrong with my computer prevents me from bringing episodes, from what I was doing was I was loading episodes on the internet when I was connected to it at the library, and then coming back here and being able to watch them over a series of a couple of days, because so long as it's loaded all the way, you can watch it because you don't have to do anything else to the page, and there's no internet, which you would need the internet for because there's no internet here. But now I can't do that because my computer won't charge, and the point is that I have to watch them at the library now. And when I get home, this will no longer be a problem because I'll have internet all the time, and I can keep my computer plugged in all the time, and it's not even going to be an issue. But for another month and a half, approximately, it is going to be an issue. So, actually, it's probably a little bit longer than that. So, fun times, am I right? And now my car broke down. It won't start. So I gotta get up early tomorrow. Really early, so I can walk to work, which is doable, because it's only like a 20-minute walk. But I gotta start at 7:30, so I have to get up early. Oh, it's a bitch. Hated it, it's the worst. Why is everything I own crap? Anyway, rant about my life over, you don't care. And of course, when you're watching this, none of this is even an issue anyway, probably, except the computer will still be a piece of crap, but hopefully the car will be fine. I mean, okay, the car is a piece of crap too, but, at least hopefully it'll work. So, whatever. That was Walkabout. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have that much else to say about it. Londa wasn't in it at all, which is sad. But can't have everything. So I guess I'm winding down season 3. We're getting there, yeah. Eventually we're going to reach the end of season 3 and it's going to be intense, I guess. I'm still freaked out. But hey, who knows? So, until next time. Alright, let's go. So, it's been kind of a disgustingly long time since I've made one of these videos. I apologize. But I finally watched Grey 17 is Missing. I don't remember what episode number it is, whatever. That was interesting. I mean, since it's been a while, I kind of fell off the Babylon 5 track and haven't been thinking about it at all, so. But it was good to get back into it, see all my characters again. So, it's kind of a weird episode. I thought the part that actually relates to the title was kind of odd. It was just there was a mystery about a missing maintenance guy, which led to Garibaldi finding that the entire 17th floor of Grey Sector had been taken over by some sort of weird cult that believed that because we are made of the same stuff as the universe, we are part of the universe, and that's why we've always wanted to know about the universe, and some sort of crazy thing about the only way you can get out is to have this perfect spiritual transcendent death thing, and so they've got this crazy monster alien, which was basically, I'm pretty sure, just a dude with like long fingers. He had like Edward Scissorhands fingers. And Garibaldi ended up killing it, and then I don't even know how he got out, so whatever. But yeah, that part was kind of dumb. I mean, yes, for Garibaldi being there, but Garibaldi had a great scene with Zach near the beginning where he was showing off this oh god, I can't remember, but it was a revolver. I don't remember what kind exactly, because he said that it belonged to his grandma when she was in the Boston PD, which is like my favorite part of Garibaldi's family history. He had a cool grandma. But I like that. That was just a sweet scene. It was, but to Zach. But it was Chekhov's gun basically, except the gun didn't end up getting used, but the bullets did. But that was still pretty cool. The other story is that now that Sinclair has gone off into the past to be Valen, they need a new Ranger 1. And so Sinclair's like helper dude on Minbar is all, hey, you should do it, Dylan. So she gets initiated and becomes Ranger 1. But there's this guy in the Warrior cast in the Rune who doesn't approve, who was on the Great Council, and I'd kind of forgotten, but then they told you who he was, so I was like, okay. And, he didn't approve of this, and that's understandable, I think, given that she's religious caste and the Great Council's no more, and it's kind of this imbalance of power. I mean, the way he puts it, it made sense. But, so then he kind of threatened her, and then she told Lanier, but said, don't tell anybody. But then Lanier told Marcus. And then Marcus went and confronted this guy, and was willing to die. And because he was willing to die for Delenn, Neroon realized that she has this ability in her to command that kind of loyalty, which he doesn't think he has, and so he's okay with her taking the role now. So, that's what the episode is about. Bloop, bloop. I don't know what to say. I was really worried that Marcus was going to die, but he didn't, thank goodness. Although part of it was just like, I was like, oh no, Marcus, but I also felt like I didn't care really that much, because it's been a while since I've been watching the show, so my love for Marcus is kind of on a back burner somewhere. Because I've been rewatching Lord of the Rings and rereading the Silmarillion, and I'm kind of like in the mode of high fantasy madness, So, it's a bit different. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. It was a good episode. I hope to get back into this. I'll be home in a few weeks, so, then I can really get back into it. So, yeah. This is another terrible video ending brought to you by me. But yeah, I liked it, and we're moving on. Okay. I have finally watched episode 20 of Season 3, and The Rock cried out, "No hiding place." Well, I was as surprised as anyone when it turned out that Londo had actually gotten Rifa at the end. Also, Rifa shows up on the stage, and I'm like, fuck you, go away. So, I'm glad he's dead. But then at the same time, it's like really difficult, because you're like, I don't want to cheer for you, Londo, because you're a terrible human being, but at the same time, I do want to cheer for you. Oh my god. It's hard. It's such a hard decision. Yeah, there was all sorts of like lovely Centauri-ness all over this episode, and Jakar was there as well. Oh, and they mentioned Natath. It was part of the bait to get Jakar to go to Narn. So I'm like, okay, she still exists, maybe. Or maybe she's dead. I hope she's not dead, though. Because I liked her, and I want her to come back. I want her to show up again and just be like, I'm Natath. I am awesome. But, what else? Oh, there was a lot of just, adorable Delenn and Sheridan-ness happening in this episode, all over the place. Oh, and Brother Theo is back. I love Brother Theo. And he's, in a bad mood because this Baptist minister that he knows, I think his name is Will, comes to the station with a couple of other religious leaders because they've gathered all this, radio transmissions and resistance, like, information, and they're bringing it to the station to Sheridan. But then he holds a service, and they sang a gospel song, and then it was just funny because they were playing the music of them singing the song over Lord Rifa getting killed by the Narn, and I was like, I probably shouldn't be laughing, but I am. Well, that's what the title comes from, so at least we got an explanation for that. Yeah, it was pretty funny to see a bunch of aliens, like, trying to follow along with this gospel song. That was fun. Fucking Franklin is still on Walkabout, by the way. Kind of like my Franklin being useless update. Oh, the one shared. Okay, and then at the end, she's like, okay, I have to show you something. So they go out in the White Star, or whatever that ship is, and then she shows him that the Minbari have constructed, like, an entire fleet of them, and the two of them and the Rangers are going to, like, fly them, and the two of them are going to be the heads of the fleet, and it's going to be amazing. Okay, and it keeps saying Z minus however many days as a countdown, I think, to Zadum, which they didn't say, but it's my assumption that that's where this kind of final showdown is going to take place. Probably in the last episode, which I'm pretty sure is called, like, Zadum or something. So that's going to be crazy. And I'm a little, like, freaked out because Sheridan is supposed to die if it goes to Zadum. So, like, you know, what does that mean? Do you mean really die? I don't know. Can't really be sure of anything Kosh says, can you? But so that happened. But yeah, really, really, really fun to be watching it again. Hopefully, I have the last 2 episodes of season 3 buffered and ready on my computer to watch, so I'm gonna do those when I can and I've got time. And then I'll finally be done with season 3. Like, oh my god, it's only taken all summer. It's like probably fall now. It's probably the first day of fall now, or it was yesterday, around this time. So it's like, what the hell's going on? But yes, and in 2 weeks, roughly, I will be back home where I will actually have the internet all the time, and then I can, like, finish the rest of the show at a reasonable pace. So that's exciting. Yeah, anyway, so I like this, and I don't want Sheridan to go to Zadum, please. Okay, so, as you can see, I'm home. Exciting. So I just finally watched a new episode. What's it called? Come on. Shadow Dancing. Okay, well, I'm going to try and say things that are about something other than the very end of the episode, because what? But, yeah. So, they were like, let's go fight the Shadows. So, okay, they successfully beat the Shadows in a battle, and, you know, and they were the ones who started it, so that's cool, but that probably means they're in for something crazy. And the screen keeps flashing Z minus however many days, counting down soon to the last episode, the events of the last episode, Zadum, or whatever. There's a lot of good stuff in this. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't know. Franklin talking to himself was kind of but at least he's back on the job now, so, you know, I'm glad he's not being useless anymore. Because, you know, they kept being kind of like, man, it'd be great if Franklin were around. And I was like, yeah, wouldn't it? If Franklin would do his fucking job. So that was pretty weird, but it was cool. Okay, so let's see, what am I going to talk about? Okay, I'm going to talk about... Fine, I'm going to talk about the ending. So, Anna Sheridan just shows up out of the fucking nowhere. I don't... Why? Isn't she supposed to be dead? Something is up. Something's for serious up. She's probably, like, some sort of brainwashed servant to the Shadows, like Morden or something. Like, this is not good news. This is going to end badly for everybody. And there's that little bit at the end where where she comes in and Delenna's watching Sheridan sleep. And then she went over and picked up the snow globe, and I was like, oh no, it's that bit that she flashed forward to in the time craziness episodes. And now we see what she saw. Dead lady. Dead lady. What you doing? Go away, dead lady. Can't ruin everything. The other thing is that I can't decide whether I ship Ivanova and Marcus or not. I mean, I realize it's not really that important, but I can't decide. Because I might. But, whatever, I don't know. I don't have that much to say. Oops. I just really want to watch the next episode. But yeah, I am so close to the end of Season 3, I can smell it. Only one episode left, and then it's on to more madness. Yep. Yeah, anyway, I don't really have that much to say about it. So, I'm actually also working on uploading a video. 72% done. It's been doing this all day. Like, this is the slowest thing in the universe, which is why I didn't do it at home, at the cabin. So, yeah. I mean, by the time you watch this won't be relevant anymore, but just thought I'd bring it up. So, I'm working on it. Ta.